I've been actively trying to beat my phone addiction recently, and I've been actually whooping ass, dude. Cause and I'm pretty proud of it. I'm not gonna lie. I for the past month and a half have lowered my screen time on my phone to like an hour and a half. I love it. I love it, dude. I'm using my phone less. I'm more aware of my surroundings. I'm spending more time with my family. There's things that I have more time for. Like I'm recording this YouTube video right now. It's the best thing that I feel like I did for my brain. And there's this guy whose video I watched. I forget what his name is, and I forgot the name of the video, but I will find it and I'll put it in my description. He gave me some really cool tips, like through the video, where I turn my phone screen black and white. you know that's been pretty dope. Actually, I don't want to use Instagram. I don't want to use anything. Like, nothing is like nice to look at on my phone, because like colors is something that's very, very, I don't know, it's just attractive, I guess. Like, my eyes are just like so, like, focused on, like, whenever I see something like, vibrant or something on my phone, I'm just like, oh my god, I gotta click it. I think that's kind of like how app logos are probably designed, how every logo is probably designed. I don't know much about like logo design, but they're there to, like, uh suck your attention in. And the turning my screen black and white thing was amazing. And I'd never really focused on the my screen time uh you know feature on my phone, because you could see what apps you're using and how long you're using them for, and how long you could see how many times you've picked up your phone. And it's when I understood it, when I properly started looking through it, and it kind of gave me like a better understanding of like what apps I need to avoid, what things I'm, like, wasting my time on. Because like my Instagram use was like 3, 4, 5 hours a day. It's terrible. Like, I would wake up, the first thing I would do is start scrolling, or right before going to bed, I would start scrolling, you know? And my battle with Instagram has been very, like, I've been doing it for like years now, probably. I hate Instagram, and I don't think I've ever met anybody who's like, hey man, I love Instagram. What a great app. Everybody hates Instagram, but it's like it has this, like, it has our attention with like a chokehold. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to, like, it's so hard to stop using Instagram, because it's so easy to just click on the app and just start scrolling and seeing random things online, you know? Like, I'm so glad that my Instagram use, I've used it for like 4 minutes in the last week, and it's pretty cool, dude. Okay, people told me, hey, you should set a timer on your apps, and I did that, and it worked to some degree. But then eventually, I was just like ignoring it. Like, there's like an option where, like, as soon as you're like the timer's off, it's like, as soon as like your 15 minutes or whatever you set is done, you get an option. It's like, hey, do you want to, like, do you want to add 15 more minutes, or do you want to turn it off? And I would always add 15 more minutes. And I was doing that so much, to the point where my brain didn't even realize that I was, like, pressing like add 15 minutes. Like, I would be like, hey dude, I'm pretty sure I used my phone for way longer than I was supposed to. And it's like, dude, I don't even remember hitting like add 15 minutes, or it's insane. But now I set like a strict, like, very low strict time limit, where I was like, uh I set it to 10 minutes. First I set it to 15, then I set it to 10, and now I don't even, like, open the app. There's some days that are still a battle, where I'll pick up my phone and I'll click the app, and then as soon as I realize I'm on Instagram, I'll just turn it off. It's weird. It's kind of like smoking, because I haven't smoked in like 4 years. I'm not a smoker, and but sometimes, like, when I smell someone smoking, or like when I smell smoke, or I'm like hanging out with my cousins, or I see someone smoking in a movie or TV, I kind of have that urge to smoke. It's terrible. I don't let it beat it. I don't like, I don't let it, like, I don't fall for it, but I like fight the urge. But I guess it's the same thing for Instagram. And there are days where, even though I've been, like, properly off Instagram for like a month and a half, I'm still, like, my hands still go to like open the app. My fingers still, like, turn the app on, which is like something. Okay, like, I was like, hey, maybe I should just delete the app. But in my head, I was like, I think to have the app and have the power of not opening it, or like the thought of not opening it is more like, because like it's so easy for me to like be like, I'm gonna delete it and then I'm just gonna want to download it again. But I need to have that self control of like having the app and having it in front of me and not opening it. And but yeah, so I'm still trying to like fight that. Eventually my goal and the end goal is to like stop scrolling completely, just get rid of Instagram, like everything, just it's just such a terrible thing for your brain, because it's not very different from what TV was when we were kids. Because I remember like changing through channels when I was a kid, and just like if I could, but like you don't have that many options on TV. On Instagram, it's like unlimited content. It's like billions and billions of people just creating content. And I remember when we were kids or when we were young, the internet or like our PCs used to be like this window to the world of the internet, right? And we would just go and like I remember my parents' bedroom had like our family PC was in my parents' bedroom. So like I would go and sit there and like use my PC, or like go on the internet and like Google cats and dogs and puppies and whatever. I was such an innocent kid, dude. And I that's what but like now that window is in our pockets. We can just pull it out whenever. And I hate that. And so I have like kind of set like these spots in my house where like this is my PC, like this is the only place where I properly like like surf the internet. Or if I'm like googling something, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go upstairs on my PC and I'm gonna be do it. Or my iPad, and that's like next to my bed. That the only time I use it is like next to my bed. Or when I like if I haven't also my battle with Instagram, it's not just with Instagram, it's with like short form content in general. So uh if I watch something like, like I'll watch an episode of like a TV show, like, like I'll watch Modern Family or something, and or I'll watch something on Netflix or whatever. And I feel like that's better than just scrolling mindlessly, because it's just so mind numbing. And I feel like I don't know. What's something really cool that I noticed after I quit scrolling and like just stop using my phone so much? I zone out more. Like the whole. I feel like I haven't zoned out in so long. Like just daydreaming, or just like just being like when I'm at the gym or something. Like I'm just like after every set or whatever, I'm just like just staring into space, like just thinking about just my brain being shut off or like reset for like a little bit. And I kind of weirdly missed that. I didn't realize, but I never did that, or I hadn't done that in a while, or I don't know. I just notice it more now, and there's just I don't know. Things are just a lot better when I'm not scrolling or on my phone. And like another thing, I feel like I'm wasting a lot less money online shopping than I was when I'd use my phone a lot. And like since my phone screen is black and white, like if I open Amazon or whatever, like I don't like unnecessarily order stupid shit. I don't know. It's just like everything's black and white. I'm like, dude, I don't think I should buy this T-shirt. It's black. I I'm wasting a lot less money. I'm wasting a lot less time, and it's actually dope. And yeah, turning your phone screen black. Also, I was thinking about getting a new. I have the iPhone 14, the regular one. I have the not the Pro Max or whatever, like the one with the two cameras, the iPhone Poor Max. I don't know. So it's so stupid. Okay, I have the iPhone 14, the regular one, and I was thinking about getting a new phone. I hate my iPhone, and I was thinking about getting a new phone. I was thinking about getting the new Nothing phone. I forget what it's called. It seems really cool. I like it. I thought it was really dope, and I don't want it anymore. I'm just gonna use I'm just gonna use this phone for forever long this thing lasts, because I just don't care about having a new phone anymore. Like yeah, I don't know. This thing is supposed to be a tool, for if you're making money off of like Instagram or whatever and you're using your phone, that's great. Using this as a tool, but this tool is also like destroying our brains and destroying our, like, attention spans, our emotion. I don't know. The human emotions are like everywhere. And my like my main reason to stop using Instagram was because how time consuming and how terrible it is for my. Okay, also another reason. Uh, I remember I got therapy a couple of years ago, and I told him that I have ADHD, and my therapist, he's like, dude, your brain scrolling is like heroin for you. He's like, you need to stop. He's like, this is like, especially for someone with like ADHD, like using your phone, being on your phone is like, this is so bad for you. He's like it's like heroin for an addict. Like, you need to quit. And I remember when he said that, I already knew how bad it was, but when he like worded it that way, I was like, shit, yeah, I get why I'm paying you all this money. I understand it. You just no, I'm kidding. But so that thing hit me, and that kind of made me want to use it less. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not completely like anti social media or anti internet or whatever. Like, a lot of great things have come out of the internet, like the past couple of years, we've learned about all these atrocities that are happening in this world because people had the internet, because people had smartphones, and they could share their experiences and like show the world like that they're being oppressed. And like, we didn't have to believe these stupid media companies that are like funded by billionaires. We could just like listen and like watch like real people explain or like talk about their suffering. Sadly, we got to see a lot of a lot of destruction, a lot of death these past few years. And that's one of the reasons why I kept my Instagram, because I felt like I was getting authentic news from because it's it is very disheartening what's happening at in this world. And we none of us would know that that was happening unless we had the internet, or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. But there's also you need to limit it. There's need to be some sort of limit to this super addictive app. And I think what's his face, there's a comedian that I love. His name is Bo Burnham. He explained it really well, and I love the way, I love that guy. He's a genius. But he said this thing where he was like, all these companies, they're coming for your attention. Like, like everything everywhere. It's like ads, ads, ads everywhere. And I'm he's like, before we used to like conquer land. I think he said something along, like, before people used to like conquer land, and now people conquer like attention. And I feel like we won't do, which is so true. Like, it's really like everywhere you see, like every app, their goal, the design is like specifically designed for us to want to use it more so they can sell more ads. And but I feel like the less we use these apps, the more we'll create cool things. The more we're gonna wanna invent cool things, or talk about cool things, or just this head in the right direction. I feel like everybody's such a zombie now. And don't get me wrong, I used to be a zombie too. And it's not the it's not impossible for me to like fall back into this trap again tomorrow. You know, I'm just saying that it's like a constant battle for me as well. But it's just so important for people to recognize, because a lot of people don't even recognize how bad it is. You know, people like now, they just hand their kids their cell phones, and they're like being raised by YouTube videos, or freaking, I don't know. There's this, I don't know, just stupid. I hate whenever I see my nephew watching a video on YouTube of another kid's playing with toys. It freaking pisses me off. You know, it's like, you should be playing with your toys. You have so much shit. Like, play with your toys. Why are you watching other kids play with it? It's such a freaking weirdly bizarro, like, you know, thing. Like, what the hell? Like, are you serious? Like, I hate, like, alhamdulillah, like, I didn't grow up like that. Like, I watched a lot of TV growing up. Don't get me wrong. A lot of Nickelodeon, a lot of Cartoon Network, a lot of Discovery Channel, a lot of Nat Geo. You know, but I it was like there was a time like I'd watch it before going to school or before going to bed or whatever. But like now, like kids have it in their pockets. They'll just like, and it's just frying like our brains. And yeah, I don't know. Especially in like developing like years, like when you're a kid, because I'm a dinosaur. I'm 32, you know, and like I don't know, the scrolling thingamajig started maybe what, like 10 years ago when I was 22. I think that's when like things started really popping, like scrolling wise. I think Tumblr and all that shit was like super, like I think it was 20. Wait, Tumblr was there around when I was in like high school, so that's like what, 2012, 2013. Yeah. So, the scrolling thing was like very popular. It just started getting popularized. Actually, no, now that I think about it, 9gag was around when I was like in eighth, ninth grade. That's when like the whole like, unlimited, like infinite scrolling thing came around. And so yeah, now it's become just, and but back then, like all these like things, all these apps, like for example 9gag or Tumblr or whatever, all these websites were websites. They weren't apps like on like your smartphone. They're like, I would use them on my computer, but then when I was off my computer or my laptop, it was just like, it was I was off of them. It was over. You know what I mean? And but like now you could be waiting for your bus and you could be scrolling through Instagram or TikTok or or like Twitter or whatever. you know it's really really bad. And I remember like it's so clearly, like the first time I remember like this whole like portable technology blew my mind was when I went to my friend Nigel's house for uh I went to my friend Nigel's house for a sleepover in ninth grade, I think. I remember he had this laptop. We didn't have a laptop at that time. We had like a PC, like at home, our family PC. But my friend Nigel had a laptop, and he was like typing, or like he was like messaging his friends on Facebook while watching TV in his living room. And I remember that blew my mind. I was like, what? You can do both at the same time? This is insane technology. I'm like, this is wild. This is like, this is, oh my god, this is a game changer. You know, and I remember I wanted a laptop since that day. I was like, dude, I want to do both. I want to watch TV and text my friends on Facebook. And Facebook Messenger or whatever was huge back then. And it's and then like I remember after that like so that passed that and then I got my own laptop, whatever. I went to boarding school, and then I remember I had this other friend. She had a BlackBerry, and I remember we were in a restaurant, and she was texting our other friend on Facebook Messenger on her BlackBerry, and that was the second thing that blew my mind. I was like, "What, dude? You're texting from a restaurant? Like you're not even connected to the internet. You're not. There's no cables, no nothing. Like it's bizarre how like okay, like Alhamdulillah, I've seen life before, like all this like wireless charging yada 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 bullshit. But I remember back then. I remember I was sitting in this cafe in Saudi Arabia, and just my friend was just like, "Oh yeah, do you want to say something to her?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I typed whatever, hello, whatever, and it was so cool. It was so cool, dude. And I don't know. I feel like there's nothing cool these days that blows my mind like that. There's no technology that I'm like, wow, that's amazing. That's phenomenal. You know, it's just everything. All cell phones are the same. Every year there's the same thing. Okay, wow, faster processor. Oh my god, wow, better camera, faster processor, better camera. It's like, can you like add something cool to it? Like Nokia phones used to be so sick. They were so creative with their phones. You know, they were so creative with their phones. They would come in different like shapes. They would come in different like uh they would have different specs, and they would come in different colors. Now all phones look the same. If you put all smartphones around, like, in like a line. They're just black screens, tiny black square screens, and they may be different in sizes. That's it. And you won't know which one's what unless you like turn the screen on or whatever. It's just, you know, uh, it's not fun. Technology's not fun anymore. And but yeah, I feel like if we, lower our phone screen time and, like, do, maybe focus our energy on like building things or learning things or creating things, or just like even just like brainstorming things, because we don't brainstorm anything. I feel like every time I've thought about something, like, like work wise or anything, I'm like, hey, or like something creative wise, I'm like I don't know, what can I do with this, I don't know, old bathtub that I have. My first instinct's like, hey, let me ask ChatGPT, or let me check Pinterest. What 10 things to do with like an old bathtub that you're not using. You know what I mean? It's like, but instead I should just, like, try brainstorming, or like, start using my brain cells a little bit, or like, spark my put on my thinking hat or whatever. It's so stupid, but you know what I mean. It's too many distractions, and all these distractions are causing us to just become more and more zombies, and just not, you know we're not fun anymore. Humans are not fun. Humans are not creative. Humans are not, like, or they're not as cool as they should be, or they used to be. And I feel like I'm not as creative or cool as I was before, you know and inshallah I'll get it back. Inshallah, I'm working on it. I write shit down now, I if I have an idea, or if I think of a funny joke or something, I like write it down. And if I don't, like, if I'm not feeling good or something, I'll write that down. It's just, there's I just want to organize things in my chaotic brain a little bit, and scrolling and the internet or whatever does not help, or the distractions don't help the chaos that's brewing in my head. So yeah, I've said a lot. There's a lot of things that are, like, that I wanted to put out there. And 22 minutes, goddamn. Anyways, everybody who watched this and listened to this video, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you liked this video, please like and subscribe. And I urge you to, like, try to use your phone less as well. It's changed my life for the better, and I hope it helps you too. And inshallah, like, we all can head in the right direction, and use this tool for like good, instead of just wasting time, or like giving billionaires more money, and giving billionaires more of our attention. And yeah, so yeah, one step at a time. Just trust me, dog. It's gonna do you wonders, because in a month I feel like my life has turned around a lot. And yeah, so thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe if you like the video. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. See ya.